what is American, right? And one thing, my understanding of American is when we come from a country with long history, like China and others, um, I think the collective identity usually ahead of individual identity. We came here, we think we're Asian, we're Chinese, we have descended of a great culture and country and everything else because we were taught, we brought up that way. Came to America and I realized actually Americans start with individual. If you look at especially the Declaration of Independence, they basically try to define what's the individual, their relationship with a country. When they build this country, American, it wasn't inherited from a dogma, religions, not monarchy, no king, and of course they're separated from the king of England. So they end up with just take this actual as everybody has a fundamental right at birth. So that's where it come from. This why a natural law. Everybody born with as individual, as a human being with certain law. That is something I didn't quite understand when I first came to this country, but now I'm more and more I realize that's really the essence of being American. We're all free human beings, free individuals, and we come together no matter where you come from. So what defines you, what bonds this country together is not blood, it's not a culture. Well, to some extent, yes, religion is important, Christianity, and we understand that. But fundamentally, this country is not bound by culture and blood, but we bond together by a set of ideal. It's a concept, which I believe is a milestone of humanity. Actually, when human, from the kingship, from the religion, from others, in bound together, now become a constitution bound together, a set of ideal bound together, and we're all born equal. That concept is what I really learned about America, being American. And one concrete example, when I first came to this country, and I came here to study sociology. So my professor got all of our foreign students together at the time, foreign students together. Everyone were forced to say something about what you feel. You come here as a different culture. And I remember when they pushed to me, I said one thing I immediately realized the difference is when I start writing letter back to my home. And I start with, in Chinese tradition, you start with China, Beijing city, and then the district we live, and then the number, for the street, a number, and then my father or my mother's name. But on here, I start by my own name, and then my street, and then my county, and the state, and USA. So it's total reversal of the sequence. To Americans, they take that for granted, but to me, just come from another country, when you write letter, you all of a sudden realize the difference. But I proposed that to my professor. I said, this could maybe a sociological reason. So that's, to me, actually reflecting this society. The orientation is toward individual identity. You start with yourself. But in China, you've always been taught the collective identity, your country, right? Your province, your family is always ahead of you. Anyway, just want to throw that out. That's some kind of thinking observation I have as a social scientist, to observe how a society come together, how humanity actually move forward, why there's different civilization, why there's different cultures, different traditions. So those are things I guess my profession trained me to do, but that helps me over time to understand what is of being American, what is being American, right, as an individual.